Hi everybody, let's do another Goldie video. So, before I left on my trip to Oklahoma, I noticed that I had an issue with cylinder number 4, I believe. And so what I did was I believe I unstuck the ring by soaking it in some Berrymans and letting it chuck it all outside and plugging it all back up again, and also replacing the injectors with these refurbished Bosch injectors that I got off of eBay for a really good deal. If you see those pop back up again, they seem to be working really well, and I'm idling really nicely now, as you can see. At around, it varies anywhere between 950 and 1,000 RPMs according to my tachometer, which is a little bit high according to the service manual. And so let's do a little sniffing around really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and hypothesize that it has something to do with my intake manifold gasket here. It's just covered in shit and melted ass crap from the firewall insulation here, which I've removed. There's still a lot of crud melted onto there, and I'm eventually gonna have to pull that off and take care of that. And I have a feeling that somewhere underneath there is some kind of break in the gasket, but that's just me hypothesizing. I'm also still seeping oil at the top. I think it has something to do with that cap gasket, or maybe I just need to get a new cap altogether. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Alright, so first things first, normally high idle means that there is more air getting through the throttle body here than the butterfly valve should really be allowing at the time if your foot is off the pedal. So whenever we turn this back, we should hear a very faint click. Here, hang on. Whenever we turn, when we push on the throttle, you should hear a very faint click from the housing. Did you hear that? Alright. And whenever it snaps shut, you should hear the butterfly valve. Did you hear it? It's closing all the way. At least it sounds like it to me. Yep. There doesn't appear to be any play in the butterfly actuating mechanisms here. I also previously inspected my accordion hose here, and there doesn't appear to be any leakages or any air escaping into this. I have an idea. Let's just go ahead and adjust the IAC position. Hey, here, watch this. Alright, so according to the service manual, this little loose blue plug right here with a red wire and a blue and white wire sticking out of it here is actually a test clip. So what it says in the service manual to do is to ground out the blue and white wire. Never ever ground out the red wire. Ground out the blue and white wire. Never ever ground out the red wire. That'll ruin your ECU. The blue and white wire is your IAC test line, and so if you put that to ground, I just have it connected to battery body ground here, sort of shoved into the shunt. And if my IAC is working properly, it should adjust this down to what should be the appropriate idle RPM that the engine should be at, which according to the service manual is 750 RPMs. So let's just go ahead and that's a little low, don't you think? So let's adjust that. Let's turn the control knob here. There's a little K knob down here underneath the housing. Turn that out until you are at the appropriate RPMs that you should be at. That is how you adjust this. So keep turning the K nut out to raise the RPMs. To up to about 750. That's not quite it. A little bit more. Alright. And right about, call it there. Alright, that seems to be idling a lot happier. Is it surging though? Does that look like a surge to you? Seems to be idling pretty happily. So, when I go to turn this off and disconnect this, the IAC should be set at the appropriate idle RPM. So yeah, let's cut this off. Disconnect our little assembly here. Okay, make sure that doesn't ground out against anything. And when I crank it, we should be back to normal idle speed. Ah, cripes. Okay then, so maybe my original hypothesis might have been a little bit more spot on than I originally anticipated. I haven't done the trick where you randomly spray starter fluid on random parts of the engine to find the air leak to see where it will rev up at. I'm just not inclined to do that. Let's I'm sort of running out of time here though. I'm gonna have to cut this one off. Maybe off camera I'll go ahead and I'll disassemble this, or I'll try and swap in a known good MAF sensor to see if my refurbished one here may have bitten it. I also need to figure out why I'm still getting a lot of oil out of the top cap. It's not dripping out of the back so much anymore. I've suspected that that's a rear main seal for a while, and I'm maintaining my oil levels pretty well, so I'm not too concerned about it. However, it is getting hot in Texas, and I am kind of wondering maybe that might have something to do with the reason that the RPMs are so high, but then again, it could be a certain number of other things. It just like requires me standing out here in this heat and diagnosing them all. So I suppose I'll just get to work on that, and I'll update you guys a little bit. Thanks for watching.